during the interview with the helper, what should employers look out for?
We actually, in Living Well, we have this 9-step of what you should share, what you should ask, and what you can observe during the interview. So we start with what you can share. The first thing that you can share is what is the main priority in the household. What will be the most important? Is it children care? Are you getting a helper for children care? Is it for elderly care? Or is it for cooking? Or is it for cleaning? So it's normally, or is it for looking after pets? So it's either one main priority. The next one is good that you share your household rules. So any rules, because this could be deal breakers, because sometimes different culture, the helper is not aware of your rules. Then once they do it, then the trust is gone. Then it's very hard to narrow that gap of the trust really. So you can early share the household rules. And the last one is you can share the schedule. Because for example, if you have children, the most important scheduling is actually in the morning.
At night.
Need to prepare the clothes, pack the food, uniform all ready. So it's a very tight schedule. So you might want to tell, okay, morning schedule very tight, afternoon schedule maybe lesser, then night schedule also tight. So the scheduling helps the helper to be more aware and prepare herself. So that's what you can share. What you can ask is, number one, you can ask about her experience, how's her experience, whether she has experience or not. Even if she doesn't have an experience, right? You can also just check whether she has learned this from the training center. Yep. And the next thing that you can ask is, what is her favorite job scope? Because everybody has a favorite thing that they like to do, this and that. Because most likely, if you know how to maybe the favorite job scope is children and your main expectation is children, then you know that this is something in a line. Then even if she is not that experienced in that, but once you are a favorite at something, then there'll be a willingness to want to do it better. So, and the last one is, purpose. Everybody in life needs to have purpose. So you should ask the helper, so what's your purpose of working? Because this one you might find it funny. I've ever asked a helper, what is your purpose of working in Singapore? She told me that, I want to see the Merlion. Want to go to Sentosa and see Universal Studio and take photos. No? So knowing with that kind of response, you get fearful. So even me as an agency, I hear that, I'll get fearful. So the typical response for purpose for a helper is they want to send their children to school, build a house. They're thinking about the future. So you know that they have a strong purpose, and someone with a strong purpose, normally along the way when they face challenges, they won't just quit. The last one is what you can observe. What you can observe during an interview is, number one, what you can easily observe, whether this helper is polite. And the second one is whether the helper is willing. How you can observe willingness is just ask her question, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Then, because the helper is going to be there in your house for 2 years. So if there's no flexibility, everybody drawing line, right? The relationship might have a lot of friction. Yeah, so flexibility is important. And the last one is communication. So is it when you speak to her, she answers, when she asks you a question, she answers, is there a flow, right? Because when the communication is easy, then you won't have the issue of you ask her to do A, and then she do B. And then you ask her to do B, then she do A, then after a while, there'll be frustration. So you won't have that issue. So these are the 9 tips for